It's a spring morning and light is just beginning to appear over the horizon as you start your journey. There is a light mist as you walk along the path. In the distance, you can make out the outline of the mountain silhouetted against the faint light. The air is a little cool, but the first shafts of sun are very gently warming your face. The path is now passing through woodland and is a little overgrown and rooty, winding its way around broad and solid trees, their branches sweeping low over the path. You feel in tune with the terrain. You can sense the ground as you walk, so that you walk with complete ease, in rhythm with the nature around you. The path rises across a rocky patch, with moss and fine delicate grasses in between the crevices. Dense heather and bracken surround the rocks, and spotting tiny wild bilberries, you stoop down to taste them. Ahead is a dense section of pine forest, and as you rise higher along the mountain path, the air is quite still among the trees, with the fragrance of pine and bracken and damp earth. Each breath, taken deeply into your lungs, relaxes your mind into a still, silent place, as though the stillness of the pine trees is quietening your whole body. The light has not yet penetrated into the woodland. An emerald green darkness recedes in between the straight, tall pines. Underfoot, the floor is soft and springy with rusty gold pine needles. Their fragrance drenches the air. You walk on further, and a stream meets the path. You bend down to splash your face and drink from your cupped hands. The water is so cool and refreshing, you dip down for a second drink. Crouched down beside the stream, you watch as clear water rushes over jagged rocks, and in other parts it curves around softened boulders, tracing its path in white water. Spotting a small pool a little further down, you walk ahead so that you can sit on the side of the pond. It's mesmerizing watching the clouds reflected in its surface, slowly moving across the pool. The clouds gently moving contrast with nearby branches, reflected in the stillness of the pond. It's like a beautiful oil painting, or a delicately composed Japanese print, with the morning light changing from moment to moment as the shafts of sun break through the trees. You stand very still for a few moments, among the trees, crowded around this quiet, magical spot by the pond. You wander back to the path, and after several minutes you notice that you are really quite close to the top. The last leg is rising above you and is quite steep. You are walking over loose rocks and picking your way around a network of heather roots, some thick and sinuous, others stringy and fine. You breathe deeply on the crisp mountain air, and it energizes your whole body. A last push, and you are there, strolling across a gently sloping grassy area on the crest of the mountain. You spot a large, softened boulder, and as you sit and rest your legs, you absorb a little warmth it's already captured from the morning sun. You slowly gaze around at a panoramic view. Dense dark green of forest, giving way to fresh lime greens of meadow. A string of ridges fades into the distance, softened by mist. The sun has now fully risen, but is still quite low in the sky, drenching everything in orange-pink light, with endless variations from one horizon to the other. A wispy bank of clouds to one side is coloured through in these delicate hues. The beauty of it is overwhelming. A magnificent interplay of light and mist and panorama. Your mind feels wide and open like the landscape. This immersive sunrise feels like an all-encompassing, generous love for all things. A love for everything and everyone. You feel mellow and open-hearted with it. You sense that energy of love connecting every living being with every tiny rock and mountain range. A love that binds everything together. You feel surrounded by that love, bound to everything that you can see and everything that lies beyond view. You are no longer separate and alone, but part of all things. You allow that energy to flow through you. It's a love that's so much bigger than love for your family and friends. It has no boundaries or limits. You feel a wider connection to the nature of all things, from a tiny insect to a thin whip of a sapling, to a huge ancient forest, to cities and nations. You no longer feel any judgment because there are no strangers now. Nothing but an expansive, all-encompassing love for all you can see and everything beyond your sight. The oceans, deserts, plains, and all the creatures that live in the ground, in the sky, and in the rivers and seas. And every human creature too, with all their daily struggles and triumphs. You are part of this wholeness of life. Allow your heart to open as wide as it wants to and enjoy this pure love for all existence.